Hello and welcome to this video where I'll be looking at the different stages involved in the construction of a 4-bedroom residential duplex. The video is going to cover the 5 major stages of the construction process of the building carcass, which is also known as the core and shell, and which is the building without the final finishes and fittings. The 5 stages of the process we're going to cover are 1. Foundation, the concrete frame, blockwork, roofing, and finally doors and windows. So if you've ever wondered how the buildings are constructed and are interested in finding out what each stage involves, I suggest you stick to the end of the video and you're going to find it very interesting and informative. Now, whether you are trying to build your own home, you're a student of civil engineering, or just somebody who is fascinated by buildings, this video is for you. So without wasting any time, let's begin. Stage 1, foundation. The foundation of the building supports all the loads and transfers these loads into the ground. And the very first thing that we do on site is called setting out. This is the process by which the information on the drawings, that is the building plans, are transferred to the ground. To be able to transfer this information onto the ground, we use 2 of these drawings, the architectural site plan and the structural engineer's drawings. We need the architectural drawings to establish the exact location of the building relative to other features like the fence or the boundary of the site. And we used the structural drawings to establish the width and depth of the foundations to be excavated. After the setting out, the next thing is the excavation, which is the digging of the foundation. As I stated earlier, the dimensions of the digging will be shown in the structural drawings. In this building, digging was done by hand using diggers and shovels. As soon as the digging is completed, the bottom levels of the trenches and pits are leveled, and then blinding concrete is poured in the areas where steel reinforcements are going to be placed. That is at column basis. The blinding concrete is also known as plain cement concrete, that's PCC, and is batch mixed using a mixed ratio of about 1:3:6, which is 1 part cement, 3 parts sand, and 6 parts gravel. After the blinding, the reinforcement baskets are now placed in the column base. Apart from the baskets, which are also called mats, the column starter bars are properly positioned in preparation for concrete work. Once the reinforcement bars have been placed and checked, the next item of work is the concrete casting. The concrete in foundation is one of the most important work items and should be done properly and to specifications. Because we were batching by volume, we used a mixed ratio of 1:2:3, which is 1 part cement, 2 parts sand, and 3 parts gravel. This was done to improve workability and maintain concrete strength. Immediately after the concrete in the foundation is completed, the next items of work followed. 1 was the laying of substructure block walls. 2, the casting of the starter columns. 3, backfilling using suitable excavated material. 4, filling to level and compacting. Lateral was delivered to site, manually transferred and spread, then wetted and compacted using a hand-operated roller. Laying of the DPM, that's a damp-proof membrane, which prevents moisture from rising through the ground slab. Then finally, casting of the ground slab using a very good mix. This slab is also known as DPC or German floor and is poured over the entire building area. And that brings the end of the first stage, which is the foundation stage. Next is stages 2 and 3, which was combined. Stage 2 is concrete frame, and stage 3 is block work. Now, the concrete frame consists of the slab, the beams, and the columns that support and transmit all the building loads to the foundation, while the block walls act as partitions for the structure. In the traditional frame construction, the columns, beams, and slabs are constructed independently of the partition walls. In other words, the frame elements are built first before block walls are used to connect them. However, in the construction of this very duplex building, the concrete frame and the block walls were done simultaneously, with the walls serving as formwork for the beam soffit as well as column sides where they could. Firstly, the block walls were set out and laid according to the architectural drawings up to the lintel level. Next, the formwork for the columns is now fixed up to the lintel level. The concrete for the lintels and columns were cast at the same time. Subsequently, block work continued to the underside of the floor beams location. Once the block work has reached the decking stage, formwork for the floor slab and beams then commences. This stage requires a lot of materials and a lot of workers. Planks and timber for decking formwork, bamboo to support the decking loads, reinforcement bars for slab and beams, plumbing and electrical pipes, cement, sand, gravel, and so on. As soon as all the preparatory work has been completed, inspection was carried out by the structural engineer as well as the mechanical and electrical engineers. Thereafter, concrete is mixed and poured over the deck area. Of course, the concrete has to be very well mixed and of good strength. After about 7 days of casting and curing the slab, which is the process of using water to keep it from drying too fast, the block work on the first floor can now start using a similar process as what was done in the lower level. Block work is laid all the way to the lintel. The lintel is cast. The block work continues to roof level. Now, in this particular building, we had a roof slab over some areas like the balcony, staircase, and part of the bedrooms. So we also needed to repeat the process for the roof beam and slab. The bamboo props for the decking was removed after 3 weeks, that is 21 days, and used the materials for the roof level. Stage 4, roofing. The roof provides a covering for the building and includes all the materials required to support it on walls and beams. In this particular building, we use step tiles as a covering and timber as a support. This type of roofing sheet is contemporary, and the timber is a standard material for this type of roofing. 2x4 was used for the wall plate, tie beam, and rafter, while 2x3 was used for the purlines. Noggins was 2x2. The roofing work was quite fast, and everything was completed in about 3 weeks. The last stage for the core and shell was the doors and windows. Now, in order to complete the shell of the building, there was a need to provide at least the external doors and windows, and also internal and external plastering. So security doors were fixed at the external entrances, and aluminum framed windows were also fixed. Plastering was done in 4 weeks, and the doors and windows in 2 weeks. So there you have it. Those are the stages in bringing your duplex to the core and shell, or the carcass stage. If you find this video interesting, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also hit the notification icon so that you'll get notified when I drop another video like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.